So here we have a TvZ, and I'm going to. This is Wings of Liberty, so my first game back in Wings of Liberty. It has been a while for sure, and I'm gonna do my normal TvZ build in HotS, but I'm just gonna replace Hellbats with more Marines, and yeah. The one thing I'm going to try to do though is get some idea about what he's doing with some vision from some Vikings and maybe kill some Overlords. So I see an early hatch. I'm going to get a command center first, then get a barracks, then get my factories, and I'm going to try to get my macro on and macro this mofo. And here comes some Zerglings. Build a bunker here. And I said, nope, you know what? Don't need a bunker there. Lift this guy up. Put the bunker there. And I actually kind of forget that I'm not going to do Hellbats. But that's okay. Because I just start building Marines out of this. This should have been a tech lab. Because I want to I didn't see that. I see that. I want to get my stim, but I get that incredibly late, like incredibly late. Alright. I do a scanning to see what he's up to. Lair, Baneling, Zerg, Speed. So I am aware that there could be some Baneling busting going down. So those tanks are very critical. I also need to get siege mode in this game, not in HotS, so that's important. And I'm still producing 2 SCVs at a time. If you look at the income tab, it's 28 to 30. So I am right at the harvester mark with him, which is fantastic. And I've got double mule. So I would say my macro is way ahead of his. Put a tank on the high ground. Look around my base. Pretty standard stuff. He does Evo, Spine. Alright, in the second factory, which I'm going to put a tech lab on, but then I realized I do not want a tech lab on, I just want more tanks. Doing pretty good with my muling, I'm using them when I can. And here comes the guy, which I kill. And here comes, I want some bunkers. He goes... Oh, there it is. He's going for Mutas, no Thors. And I don't know that yet. So I got turret, because there's always a good chance they'll go Mutas, and I just do not want to get my ass kicked. So eBay, Armory, should be getting my upgrades here, but I'm not. Now here's where I start to use up all my resources. Barracks, reactor and starport, got Vikings coming. So here comes spines and spores. Here comes the Baneling push with 16 Banes, and it doesn't really look like a Ling follow-up as of yet. I don't see any Lings producing, so this is a pretty silly push, because what you really need after this is like 20 Lings. Just in the nick of time. Second siege tank. guess maybe that was actually not as bad as I thought. He definitely should have a Link follow-up, but I killed almost all of those Banelings with my tank fire, and still it got my bunker, which is kind of surprising. So here comes a Muta follow-up. 3 on gas, 3 on gas. 9 here, 13 here, so pretty good saturation actually. 3 on gas, 3 on gas. Upgrades are coming, second eBay is coming, medevac's coming. So I'm gonna start to tech lab this out and move my factory down here. Now, okay, so I've sent in my Viking. I want to get some map control here, and I want to kill some overlords. So I killed that overlord, which is good, and I get to see what's going on here. Killing another overlord. Now this guy gets killed by mutas, which is way worth it for me because I want to know this is going to be Mutaville, and it is going to be Mutaville, and I didn't have to spend a second scan. Here comes an infestor pit. Once he does that, these mutas are useless. They need to attack immediately. And in the production tab, I bring down my reactor. Tech lab needs to start stim. I'm way behind on my upgrades, but I'm way ahead on everything else, so I think that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but in this particular game, it's fine. I would not get away with this against a better player. He's got a Roach Warren coming down. And he's got his third base. Once again, on the income tab, I'm at 42 to 33, so that's not good. He wasted way too much on getting to Muta and getting to those Banelings without doing any damage. Case in point, not only is he behind there, he's salvage. He's behind in harvesters, which he could be way ahead. He could be at 70 harvesters, no problem. Okay, here we go. Flock of mutas. I got 2 Thors coming though, because I saw those mutas, and after I start building a bunch of Marines, which, again, I've got base defense, but the Thors are not for base defense, they're for when I push out, which I will need to push out, and I will need to be able to defend these mutas. So here comes the Muta. I repair this one just in case. Medevac. $15.34. These guys are basically dead. You know, lost tab 3,000, so he lost a ton. I lost one whatchamacallit, one medevac. So I decided it's time to push out. I have done so much damage to him without taking any. Yes, I can wait, but I don't think there's any point. Normally I want to wait till I've got a bit of a bigger army, but I don't see it right now. It makes no sense. So I've got 4 Marines on the way, Stim on the way, Marauder on the way, more tanks, I got medevacs. I really feel like I should just be clever about my push. And I remember the Banelings. So one of the most important things I do is I have all my units on 1, I've got my tanks on 2, I'm now going to put my Marines specifically on 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let everything attack, and the minute I see Banelings, I'm going to specifically select my Marines and then run them in the opposite direction. I could do some splitting, but I prefer this to splitting because it effectively forces him. There they are, 25 Marines on Hockey 3. I want them to push and hit in everything, just not my Marines. Here come the Banes. I'm going to do this on my vision first. So I assume the Banes are coming from the top. They're not. They're coming from the bottom. So I move all Marines up and away, and they don't hit anything. They could have gotten that group, but that's not the group I care about. That's the group I care about. I would siege up into these before going up, but I think I just have way too much in the force. Siege tank on the low ground, GG. Our unit lost 6,000 to 1,600. That's incredibly high. Blah, blah, blah. My EPM is pretty good. Yeah, my EPM is actually pretty good, which is effective movements per minute. And he says, well played. Here is a big group of his harvesters where he's at 42 to 46, so I'm ahead in that count as well. And he was going to be able to get some infestors out and some roaches. So one thing I'll have to start to do is, when that's about to happen, I need to split my units so that my Marines don't all get clumped up and die. And let's just take a quick look, because we're back in Wings of Liberty, at the graphs and at his first thing. Let's just take a quick look at score summary. Oh, let's look at my performance. Supply block for 1 minute, workers created 47, APM. 1 minute, that's not bad. I'm going to try to get that low, but that's not bad. Pretty much way ahead in all counts. Worker graph, I'm ahead. Upgrade spending, I'm mostly ahead till the very end. Resource collection rate, I'm ahead. Army value, I'm ahead. And if we look back at, this player, Wings of Liberty again, high Zerg, 18, top 18, gold Zerg. Let's look at his career, because we can do career in this. Oops. So just to see where he's at generally in the scheme of things. This is a little slow, a little buggy. It's a little buggy. So he's generally a silver gold. So he's alright, not great. And I handled him pretty heavily. Yeah.